Hello and welcome back to the Curious Case of Route 19. We're going to be finishing off the visual novel now. So, in the previous part, we saw that they are looping. They are trying to get out of the crater, but they can't. They're sort of stuck there, and whatever it is that's going on is affecting Julian, which is the boyfriend. He's beginning to act very strangely, very aggressively, and he even attacked his boyfriend, Xavier. Xavier? Starts with an X, I know. And the main character seems to be exhibiting some signs of schizophrenia. They ever so often get flashes of something talking to them, and they are seeing a bisected girl. And that's probably not helping. I don't know if you, as the person that's watching this, is able to see what the things are saying, because it flashes really fast that even I had to slow down the recordings whenever it would happen, because I wanted to see what it would say. But it's these things that are talking to him about what's going on, and they seem to be blaming him, or not exactly blaming him. They know something that he did. And sometimes they do tell him to be careful, but more often than not, they are sort of antagonistic in a way towards the main character. But yeah. So spooky stuff's happening. And violence, yeah, so. But yeah, like I said, this is the ending to the story, and I'm really excited to show you guys, because obviously I'm recording this after the fact, after everything's done. So yeah, I wonder if you guys can guess what's gonna happen. Anyway, so yeah, without further ado, let us finish off the Curious Case of Route 19. It takes us about 20 minutes to get to the motel. There are still a few cars in the parking lot, surprisingly. We get checked in, though not without getting iffy looks from the mouse receptionist. Funnily enough, we get the same room as last night. It looks only slightly tidier than when we left, the bedsheets pulled up tighter and smoother, everything back in its place. Neither of us take the time to settle down or anything like that. We just go straight to lying down on the bed, not even bothering to pull up the sheets down. At first, we just lay separate from each other on opposite sides of the bed, blanking out and staring up at the ceiling. Do you forgive me? I turn my head to look at him. That sorrowful look of deep regret has returned to his eyes. I can sense it even though he's looking away from me. Of course I do. He finally looks me in the eyes. Are you sure that you're okay? Those cuts look bad. To be honest, I pretty much forgot about the cuts on my cheek. It had stopped bleeding and hurting sometime in the middle of our walk to the motel. Oh, these? It's nothing. You should probably wash those off. Yeah, you're probably right. I do as he suggests and make my way to the bathroom. I free myself of my shirt so as to let my torso breathe. I start the sink, scooping water up to my cheek to wash away the blood caked to my fur. As the blood washes away, I start to see 4 lines running through my skin. 4 claw marks. On the other hand, I might need stitches for these and they might scar. On the other hand, they might heal just fine and will be hidden by the fur once it grows back. Once I'm done with that, I check my body for any other possible cuts. I did take a pretty rough tumble out there. Okay, looks like I'm fine. So with that, I make my way back to the bed. I don't bother putting my shirt back on. I lay back down next to Julian without a word. We stay there for a couple more minutes, in silence as we process our thoughts. Do you think that we'll get out of here? To be honest, I'm not sure. I know that it's wishful thinking, but I'm hoping that either this is all a dream or that there's just something weird going on and it'll go back to normal soon. Like a weird internet bug or something. Yes. Now shut up. I really hope that you're right. I'm not confident. I guess we'll just move along until we find a way out. Julian goes silent again, clearly pondering something. I know better than to intrude. I know to just let him express his thoughts when he's ready. I'll find out soon enough. Can I hold you? Oh. Was expecting some kind of devastating revelation, but that will do. Besides, if we're going to mend our relationship, we might as well just start now. Of course. I turn around and lay on my side facing away from him. I feel him shuffling closer and then he wraps his arms around my body. I nestle myself into the shape of his body, finding warmth as he spoons me. He then plants kisses onto the side of my neck, and I just let it happen. Love you, Xander. I love you too. Shut up. Just shut the fuck up. We stay like that for a while, and eventually I feel my exhaustion for a long, stressful day weigh in as I drift away from consciousness. I hope that we get out of here. The void again. Infinite darkness. An empty place where I just drift through nothing, moving towards a nothing, feeling nothing. No pain, no pleasure, no stimulus of any kind, internal or external. Except for the light. The light is back. And it's flickering. It's hanging on for dear life. It needs my help. So I somehow break out of this stasis and move towards the light. I'm not entirely sure how I can do it, but I just do. I can't explain it, but this light needs me somehow. There's something in the darkness with me. Someone. I stop and look around me, trying to do the impossible task of seeing in a place where the light cannot reach. I can't see it, but I can feel it. There is a presence in the void with me. No, multiple presences. As I sense them, I can also feel the empty vacuum of the void being filled with an oppressively heavy air, one that makes me want to retch. The stench of death. That's not all. Not only can I sense their presence, I can also sense their intentions, as if I can somehow tap into their own collective consciousness. They want me. They're here for me. A primal sense of fear overcomes me, like prey spotting their predator. Instinct takes over as I start sprinting towards the light. It's the only thing that can save me, and I need to get out of here. What do they want? A hand grabs me. Then many more. I feel the sharp, bony, spectral hands grab every part of my body, clawing into me, sending a painful shock through my body, exacerbated by that being the only physical stimulus that I feel in this void. I feel the presence of several people, young men, around me. And I feel their pain all at once. A sharp pain in my stomach as my life force drains from it. I feel my breath being taken away, my chest aching horrifically as my lungs are denied access to air. I feel pricks on my neck and chest, a hot liquid running down all sides of my torso. I feel teeth sinking into my torso, neck and groin, like I'm being eaten. I feel my eyes being pushed into their sockets, torrents of some kind of liquid gushing out of me, like I'm crying a literal fountain. And it hurts so much. The hands continue to grab me, and the presences whisper some kind of horrific chant as they pull me away from the light. I scream, but my voice does not escape. I can't even vocalize my pain as my body is tortured beyond its limits. Then a few of the presences charge forward towards the light. They swarm the light, eclipsing it, trying to put it out. I try to cry out for the light, as if it will magically regain the strength to save me from this pain. But of course, any efforts that I make here are fruitless. They are in control. The presences pull me into a pure darkness, a damnation for my soul. I regain control of my body as I jolt awake, unleashing a kind of scream that I haven't made in a long time. As my vision comes to, I almost swear that I see the bisected girl again in the corner of the ceiling. I slap myself just to make sure that I feel something. Good, I'm awake. God, why must I be cursed with constant nightmares? My senses slowly start to come back to me, and I notice something strange. Everything is tinted red, like every light source is covered with a red sheet. Is it morning? I check my phone. Dead. Wonderful, just what I needed. I look around for an alarm clock, as hotel rooms usually come with those. I do find one on the bedside table, but instead of numbers, I see a black void contained within a rectangle. Great, no way to tell the time. But as I look around again, I notice something else. Julian's gone. Julian? Well, I can speak. Good. But my calling out his name is useless. I look around the red motel room, looking for any hint of the wolf. I look under the bed and every corner in the bathroom. I'm all alone. Did he leave me? And that's when I feel it. A tense animosity in the air, making the room feel heavy. I try to shake off the feeling of eyes on the back of my head, but I just can't. Like their gaze is burnt into my skin, like there is someone right behind me, but every time that I try to turn around, they also turn so as to stay in my blind spot. Figures look at the very edges of my vision, but every time that I turn to try to focus on them, they scamper away, and I'm left just looking at the dark, empty corner. Something's here, and it's out for me. Julian? I call out uselessly again, as if calling out his name will summon my wolf. No, he has to be somewhere. Just not in this room. Perhaps he's still trapped in the loop? Yeah, I can find him. So I head to the bathroom and throw my shirt on before heading to the door. I feel the hostile environment burning into me once again as I stand next to the door. I haven't felt this sense of danger since. I shove the memories into my subconscious and take several deep breaths. I grab the handle and turn it. And I head out into the real world. I feel myself freeze as I process what I'm looking at. An old mouse with half-moon glasses. The receptionist? But her jaw. Her jaw and left arm are hanging on by only a few pink, fleshy threads. Her neck looks flattened, like a huge weight was dropped on it. And she's looking right at me. I feel the animosity coming from the entire crater, targeted at me, channeled at me through the receptionist's intense gaze. I try to step back into the room, but I feel the door against me. I reach backwards trying to open the door, but it doesn't budge. And then I remember that I don't have the key. Shit. I'm trapped out here. Is she out for me here? The mouse cocks her head to the side like a dog hearing a strange sound. I need to find Julian. Now. I need to find him and get out of here. Where could he be? I look around and I notice tire skid marks on the asphalt, accompanied by large smears of blood, guts, and body parts. Thankfully, none of those body parts look like they belong to a white wolf. Craterville. That's gotta be it. Other than the town and the motel, there is pretty much nothing in the crater, unless he's trying to escape the loop. With my destination in mind, I start running. Down Route 19. Deeply hoping that this is all just some horrible nightmare and I'll wake up eventually. Julian! Day 3. I run down the road, looking all around me for any signs of life. But instead I sense the stench of death all around me. The entire crater is dripping in scarlet. The sky is an empty red void too. I can't see the sun, the moon, the stars, or even any clouds that would happen to make their way through the desert. Not day, not night, not evening or morning. Time does not move here. As I continue running down the road, I sense several phenomena happening all around me. Little fragments throughout the desert where space and time seem to bend. And there were presences accompanying these tears in the fabric of this horrendous reality. Spirits, memories of death. Where am I? Soon I reach Julian's car, still dead in the middle of the road. No sign of him. So I continue down the road, and soon Craterville comes into sight. And then I hear whispering behind me. A chorus of whispers, like a crowd gossiping or a group of people being annoying fuckers at a movie theater. I turn around slowly. I almost fall to the ground when I see them. A group of spirits assembling, floating behind me. Among them, I see the mouse receptionist and 2 older men whose species I can't tell because their faces are completely caved in. But looking close, I start to notice a pattern. Most of the people in the group are young men. If I had to guess, probably about my age, 25 at the oldest. They were a mix of species too. Fox, marten, horse, cat, crow. The fox has an open hole in his stomach where his guts pour out. The marten's head is bloated, and he's dripping wet. When he breathes, it sounds like only bubbles escape him, like when someone tries to talk underwater. The horse has holes over his head and shoulders, blood spurting out of them and forming a red cape over his bare torso. The cat is naked, but has a large hole where his genitals should be. He also has bite marks all over his torso and neck. And at first I think the crow is crying blood, until I realize that those sockets are empty. These people, they all stand before me looking at me expectantly. Who are you? They just look at me. They don't respond. What do you want? No response again. Tentatively, I take a step backwards. Then the spirits take a step forward. Startled, I start running down the road again. I run for several seconds before I stop and look behind me. They're still there, not any closer, not any farther behind. They're following me. They want me for something. What the fuck do you want? No answer. Talk to me. Nothing. Okay, well then, go away. I start running again, itching ever closer to the town ahead of me. My legs start getting tired quickly, but I can't stop. I'm running out of breath, but I can't stop. I just keep running as fast as my legs are willing to go. At one point, I look behind me and I see the spirits following behind me, moving at the exact same speed. Ah! I scream behind me as that will deter the spirits. But they keep moving, and they keep their distance. It's like they're observing me or something. I need to find Julian, now. So I keep running through the red world, praying to no one in particular that my wolf is safe. I finally arrive at Craterville. The town is also draped in red, and the dilapidated buildings stand menacingly before me. Even in their state, I can feel the presence moving within them. Except I can't tell whether those are spirits or real people. Are there any living souls in this world? No light comes from anywhere. Every lamppost out, every window peering into pitch black. I look behind me again, and sure enough, the spirits are still there, looking at me like I'm their leader. I can't focus on them. I need to find Julian. So I move deeper into the town, playing along with this twisted supernatural game of follow the leader. In the town proper, there is a higher concentration of the reality-bending fractures that recall horrific deaths of the past. And more of these fragments means more spirits roaming. Each vision of these spirits' bodies must be preserving the state that they were in at the moment of their death. Every spirit that I look at displays their horrific demise to me. Most of them have gunshots or stab wounds. It's interestingly the people following me that display the most unique, horrific reminders of their end. This town isn't very big, so finding Julian should be somewhat easy a task. If he's in the town at all. If he's even in the crater. Could he even manage to escape this hell on his own? At first, I walk up and down Route 19 within the town's limits. As I do so, I get closer looks at the shops that make up what I assume is the town's center. Most of them are run down, likely out of business. I also see the cryptic message again. When the devil returns to Craterville, the souls of the damned shall drag him away and seal him in the deepest pits of hell. What happened in this town? As I continue my search, I notice the crowd's whisperings growing louder and louder. I also notice a lack of spirits in front of me. Don't tell me. No. They're all gathering in front of me. They're all interested in me. My presence as a living person in this fucked up reality has caught their attention, and they're waiting patiently for my next move. Please, just tell me what you want. Who are you? Not a single person in the crowd responds. They just keep whispering amongst themselves. Can they even hear me? Can the living interact with the dead? Huh? I should be continuing my search, but instead I just stand there in the middle of the road in front of these corpses, searching for any hint of their intentions. Why are they following me? Are they looking for something? Are they just curious? I sense movement. Without moving, I look back to the town. From deeper within the town, several spirits emerge. They make their way to the crowd and join in on the whispering. Eventually, the mass stirs. Then the facsimiles of people start dispersing and moving deeper into the town. This even catches the attention of the first group of young men following me, though they still wait for my cue. Could this be a lead? I have to see what's happening. So I join the mass of spirits moving deeper into the dead town, the young men following close behind me. I don't even know where we're going, as I hadn't truly seen Craterville up close until tonight. Or today. Eventually, I began to sense something else. Something that stands out against the gory spirits in the real world. I sense a white shape in the distance. Like a beam of light cutting through the red, dead air. As we move closer to it, it begins to take form. A form of a person, a canine of some kind. Julian? Hope sparks in my chest, and I start to move more quickly, shoving aside spirits. Well, phasing through them awkwardly is more accurate, to reach the wolf. And sure enough, there he is, in an opening in what appears to be a field. I make my way to the front of the crowd, sprinting to finally close the painful gap between me and my wolf. Julian? Oh, thank God. I was so... Stay away from me, Xander. What? His voice... It sounded unnatural. Like a different person is talking through him. I freeze, just a few feet away from him, astounded by his complete change. What? Listen, Xander. I've been lying to you. I have secrets, terrible secrets, and I'm sorry for keeping them from you for so long, but you deserve to know. He doesn't even look at me. He just stands with his back to me. The spirits crowd around us in a large circle, observing the only living people in this environment. They keep their distance from us, giving me and Julian our space, but listening in with intent. What are you saying? I'm just going to rip the band-aid off, starting with this. Logan, Utah is not my hometown. I was born and raised here, in Craterville. And everything that has happened to us, the loop, us seeing things, it's all because of me. I don't know what to say. I just can't. But why? He takes a deep breath, still facing away from me. Xander, I'm giving you a chance to leave. Leave right now and live your life without me. I promise you that you will be better off without me. What? No, fuck that, Julian. I want to know what's happening. Please tell me everything. Do I want to know? Very well then. There are rumors, legends, that when a person dies with an unfulfilled purpose, their spirits are left to roam this plane of existence. A realm so close to ours, but just out of reach. However, there are areas with a concentration of untimely deaths so high that this realm bleeds into our own. And these hotspots, as I call them, can be so powerful that they can trap mortals with an unfulfilled purpose within its bounds. Just as the spirits are trapped in their own existence, mortals are trapped in these hotspots. I'm sure that you can see where this is going. This crater is one of those hotspots. I mean, I'm starting to connect the dots. So that explains the spirits surrounding us. But why? If these hotspots do in fact exist, why are we trapped in one of them? What unfulfilled purpose do these spirits have? What unfulfilled purpose do I have that's trapping me here? Or is it not me? Julian, what's happening? Who are all these people? I can explain. There's one other thing. Remember how I said that the spirits that roam this plane belong to those with an unfulfilled purpose? Well, that includes people who were murdered. And there are people who are able to see these spirits. Can you guess who? What? Oh no. Murderers? That's right. They're the ones who brought these souls to this realm, and so they are cursed with the second sight. At that revelation, I noticed that the white lights his body emanates flickering for a moment. You have it, don't you? I feel a knot in my stomach. I feel like a massive weight has been dropped on me, holding me in place. My legs numb to a point where I feel paralyzed. I feel clarity, which is a rare moment in my life, but it also comes with an immense weight of terrible guilt. My sister. She found me with a guy. She was going to kill me because of it. But I pushed her in front of the train before she could. I feel horrible memories resurface. I can still feel the clanking of a train wheels in my chest. like I'm beating a mechanical heartbeat. I think of that moment every day, when her torso was just ripped right off her hips. The way her blood and guts just splatter onto the platform. The way my family shrieked when they saw what happened. The way I just ran as they screamed at me to come back, and that was the last that I've ever heard from them. And even now, I see the bisected girl running amidst the crowd on her arms, running circles at a rapid pace around me. So, your case was self-defense? I nod at him hesitantly. You know what? I'm glad about that. She was trying to kill you, correct? And you did what you could to protect yourself. And now you're still alive. What? How could you be smiling about that? I killed someone. I am a killer. I've been living with this memory of that day ever since, and I've been hiding it for so long. But he knows now. He was able to see right through me. Because we're alike. Well, what's your case? Another deep breath from the flickering wolf. You deserve to know. And then he turns around. He finally looks at me, and he has that fire in his eyes. But underneath, I can sense a malicious intent. Actually, he isn't quite looking at me the way he looks, like he seems like he's looking past me. So I turn around and the 5 mutilated men who have been following me this entire time are there, standing behind me in a straight line. And then they start walking forward. They only give me acknowledging glances as they pass. They approach Julian. And then they start walking around him in circles. Craterville was my hometown. Growing up in the small town in southern Utah, yeah, you can imagine how that went for a queer like me. When I first found out, I was horrified. I thought that I was going to be thrown out of my community. So I started going to church, a lot more than I was used to. I prayed to God to help me turn around and become this town's fucked up idea of normal. But of course, that failed, because there was no God. Then one day, I met this man. A crow, and sure he was cute. Turns out that he was a queer too. He asked me to meet him in the desert. And then, he tried to make a move on me. And to be honest, I kinda liked it when he put his tongue in my mouth. But it was what came after that I enjoyed more. The crow spirit looks at me, and I feel the pain in my eyes being pushed and being pressed against my skull. It's a horrific pain, one that I had never felt in my life, yet I get a sense of deja vu when I feel it. And it feels real, so real that I scream and fall to the ground, rubbing aggressively at my eyes, as if that will make the pain go away. Yep, that's what it sounded like. I remember his eyes squirting out some kind of yellow liquid after my claws punctured him. So, these people... Yeah, I was scared at first, but something about it felt very good. And then I thought, this might be the answer. So I just kept doing it. Meeting up with cute guys, asking them if they were like me. Sometimes I'd even fuck them. And then I just let my instincts take over. I thought that if I just kept going, I would become normal. But that never happened. And then I started seeing them. They would be everywhere, looking at me. Hell, I'm surprised that they welcomed me back like this. He gestures to the crowd of spirits all around him. His aura flickers more, and I notice the spirits focusing very intensely on him. What do they want from him? And of course, when 5 young men die in a small town like Craterville, people are bound to notice. So townsfolk set out on a manhunt, trying to find me. Of course, at the time, they didn't know the killer was me. I was careful with my killings. I tried to stop, because I was afraid of getting caught. But then, the spirits started to get overwhelming. They would surround me, watch me from the darkest corners, from the edge of my vision. And if I focused hard enough on them, I could feel their pain. It started to get too much, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought, if I did it just one more time, maybe I would be free. Oh, how wrong I was. One day, this cute cat, I think it was a panther, comes up to me, and we flirt for a bit, and then he asks me to come over. So I did, and when I think we're alone, I put my hands on him. I also put my lips on his. I tie him up, start taking his clothes off, and I start fucking him. He didn't ask me to do that, nor did he tell me to stop, so I just kept going. And then, I bring the knife out, and that's when he starts screaming. Almost immediately after, his parents come into the room, and they see this white wolf fucking their son, trying to cut him. I've been busted. So I just jumped out of his window, and I just started running. I don't know how, but the crater let me escape, so that's exactly what I did. I ran away, and soon found myself at San Diego, where I met you. Is this real? Is this who Julian is? A serial killer? A man with internalized homophobia who kills young gay men in his denial and insecurity? Is that why he brought me here? Is that why you brought me here? Did you bring me here to kill me? What? No, Xander. I promised that I would never hurt you. Look, I know your boyfriend turned out to be a serial killer. I can't even imagine how you must feel. But listen to me. When I was in San Diego, I guess you could say that I had some sort of epiphany. People were more open with their sexuality in that city, and I learned that sexuality is just a part of us, and trying to suppress it will only harm us. I especially learned that when I met you. I shudder a little at that thought. When I met you, I was scared. I thought that I wasn't ready to have a boyfriend, an actual boyfriend that I would dedicate myself to, have actual intimate with. But you taught me that this is all completely normal, and that it's all just part of our everyday lives. I don't know how to feel about this. Did I really change a serial killer? Can serial killers change? Become better people? Now, as for my reasons for returning here. Well, when I had first arrived in San Diego, I thought that I had escaped the visions. They had stopped for a while. But then, just a couple of months ago, they returned. The spirits started tormenting me again. You've seen me screaming in the middle of the night before. Well, it was because I was remembering those times again. I felt their pain. And they whispered to me constantly, always enforcing that I was guilty. And that's when I knew that I had to do something. I had to return here, return to Craterville, meet with these spirits, and try to make amends with them, somehow. I know that it sounds dumb, but that was the only solution that I could think of. So that's why you came here? I think about that for a moment and I guess it makes some sense. But there's something that doesn't quite add up. So, if you drove all the way up here for this purpose, why did you try to leave? Ah, that? Well, when we arrived, I knew that I had made a mistake bringing you along. I put you in danger here, and you don't deserve that. This was my problem to solve, and mine alone. So I tried to leave. I tried, but then of course this fucking crater trapped us. And now we're here, and now you know everything. The receptionist at the motel? Yeah, she recognized me. She and 2 other guys tried to ambush me, but I took one of their cars and ran them over before they could do anything. To say that I'm shocked by these revelations would be an understatement. I'm appalled, terrified, paralyzed, all in one. I found out my boyfriend is a serial killer, and I just stand there. I don't know what to think of this. What do I even do? Look, Xander. I know you may never forgive me for this, and that's okay. Truth be told, you are an amazing person and you deserve much better than me. I want you to know that you helped me see the light. You inspired me to turn around and become a better person. And all those times that I said I love you, I really meant it. And I still mean it now when I say I love you. You're the light of my life. The wolf slowly approaches me, his body starting to glow brighter than before. I just stand there, not sure what to think. When he reaches me, he wraps his arms around me gently. He embraces me in the middle of the circle of spirits, and I feel them flinching at us, leaning forward in anticipation for something to happen. I love you, truly. But that something never comes. Instead, he just lets go of me and backs away. So please, Xander, just run away and live your life. If you want, find a man who will treat you well. Maybe we'll be good friends. Maybe you'll be boyfriends. Maybe one day you'll even be husbands. Please, Xander, just leave and live your life. I don't know. I think back to our time together. All those times that we held each other, lifted each other up in our hardest moments. It was only 9 months, but we had grown super close. Could I just leave him like this? But he's a serial killer. Or was. Is he being honest when he says that he stopped killing people? I don't know. And I just stand there, staring at nothing. Julian looks at me, a sympathetic look in his radiant amber eyes. What do I do? I know that it's a lot to take in, but there he is! Another voice sounds from the crowd. I look around in an attempt to find who said that. Then behind me the spirits move and make way for people? Actual living people? Julian remains in the center of the circle of spirits and looks at the new crowd of mortals emerging. The spirits acknowledge them and move out of the way, but the mortals don't even seem to be aware of the spirits' presence. The mortal crowd is noticeably made up of older people, though to my surprise a panther that looks about my age steps forward. He must have been the source of the first shout. It's him! The devil has returned with a new victim! What? Are they saying I'm a victim? They swarm the both of us, and they try to keep me and Julian separate. Wait, you leave him alone! Quiet, demon. Listen here, buddy. It's alright. You're safe now. Wait, what? He ain't gonna hurt you no more. Hey, stop! The crowd swarms Julian, and although the wolf tries to fight back, turns out he's no match for a bunch of middle-aged desert folk. The panther keeps coddling me, trying to usher me away from the wolf. All the while, the spirits observe this happening, and they part to make way for the mortals to drag Julian deeper into town. Xander! Wait, what are you doing? We're keeping you safe, that's what. I keep trying to shuffle up around the mortals, but they keep blocking my path to Julian. Wait, no, that's my boy. Listen, buddy, if you think that he likes you, oh boy. But he just... Was he really genuine? I have to know what they're gonna do with him. So I push past the people surrounding me and chase after the people dragging Julian away. Hey, get back here! Sorry! The spirits start following the mob deeper into town, and I soon get lost among them. But I find Julian's light, despite its flickering desperately like a light bulb on its last threads of life. And so I run to it. I push forwards and the spirits move aside to let me through. Where are they taking him? I follow the crowd deeper into town. It feels like forever after this static realm when I finally find Julian. A living crow man escorts him to a wooden platform, the wolf's hands tied behind his back. Everyone, dead and alive, crowds around the platform, whispering amongst themselves in anticipation. It's when I see the rope with one end tied to a tall wooden frame that I fully realize what's happening. And I just stand there, with the crowd watching. I guess it's because I know that I can't fight back against an entire town. Combine that with the fact that I don't know what to do. The wolf is stopped on the platform. A Martin woman then walks up to him and places something around his neck. It's a wooden sign, with the painted words reading "The Devil of Craterville." It's a sign proudly displaying this man's sins. A fox man then comes forth and places the other end of the suspended rope around Julian's neck. I don't know what to do. I just watch. Watch as a white wolf is displayed in front of the town, being punished for his past sins. The wolf, who I called my boyfriend Julian, spends his last seconds looking at me, sorrowfully, apologetically. Everyone goes silent. The world somehow goes more still than before. Two planes of existence come together and watch with bated breath, waiting for the sinner to drop. The silence is broken by a loud snap. The world stirs once more. And I just watch. I see Julian's body hanging from the gallows. No longer moving, no longer breathing. And yet, his light still flickers. Very weakly, though it's still there. The mortals cheer as a cause of their turmoil years ago is finally gone for good. But the spirits, they aren't fully satisfied. Hold on. When the devil returns to Craterville, the spirits crowding around the gallows shout, demanding more. The spirits of the devil's victims, they swarm the wolf's hanging body. They grab his body and they start pulling. The spirits of the damned shall drag him away. And then they pull away, and I see a sixth person amongst them. A white wolf with a broken neck. A brilliant but flickering light. Julian. And seal him within the deepest pits of hell. The horseman who pulled the lever to drop Julian's body suddenly shrieks in terror and backs away from the platform. I already know the implications of that. but I focus on what's happening in front of me. As Julian's spirit is dragged out of his body, so is his glow. Now his spirit bears the otherworldly glow, while the body that hosted that soul goes completely dark. And the spirits pull away from the platform into the desert. The wolf tries to writhe his way out of their grasp, but their desire for revenge, to fulfill their purpose that trapped them in this plane, is too strong. And as he is pulled away into the night, his light flickers violently, desperately trying to stay alive. And he calls out to me. Xander! Yet his call only makes me feel more detached from the situation. I'm still standing in the break between the mortal and the spirit realms. If I could do something, I would have to do it now, while the barrier between the two worlds is still weak. What do I do? Yeah... I already know what happens if you go to him. Not good. No. I can't live like this. All this time, the man that I dated was a serial killer. And the fact that he targeted his own kind, my kind? How can I even live knowing that? The least that I could do was save myself from him before he attempts to claim me as one of his victims. Well, I guess it's a little too late for that now. And so I just watch as the spirits drag him away. He screams in desperation and pain. I assume the spirits are projecting the pain that they had felt onto him. Good. He deserves to know what he did. The spirits drag him out of town and into the desert. And when the wolf's out of view, I no longer see his light. I still hear his tormented screams in the distance, though at this point, his light has completely snuffed out. He's gone. And now I'm left standing in front of a hollow shell of a white wolf. The other spirits that gathered around to watch the show disperse and go their own separate ways. The mortal crowd celebrates the death of a killer that plagued their community. And meanwhile, the blood-red world starts to fade away, turning the sky a deep purple. As the spirits disappear, I notice an orange light peeking over the horizon. Is it morning? Soon enough, the mortal and spirit realms are separated once more. I stand in front of the gallows, staring at the corpse of the killer that I used to call my boyfriend, letting the rising sun hit me with its first rays. And then I feel someone standing next to me. I look over my shoulder and see the young panther next to me, looking up at the corpse. He notices my gaze and meets my eyes. Hey, you okay? Huh. You know what? Never better. In fact, I don't think that my head's ever felt clearer. I don't think that I've ever felt so weightless. Did he ever hurt you? I think back to the time that I dated him, which now feels like so long ago. Those memories are starting to fade, however, even though our relationship only ended a few minutes ago. But I don't remember him ever hurting me. No, I don't think so. Then, what's that? He points to my cheek. I touch my cheek and I suddenly remember the claw marks where the wolf had struck me, new blood caking into the fur, scabs starting to form around the edges. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I guess he did. He was always kind of rash. I don't know how much he told you, but I'm the guy that got him caught. Oh yeah. Now that I recall, the wolf did mention trying to kill a panther, but being caught in the act. Really now? Yep. Thought that I'd pull a little trick and then everyone knew that he was a killer. Huh. Smart guy. But, you really set yourself up as a bait? I mean, what if he did kill you? He would have gotten caught either way. I made it seem like we were alone, but in reality, there were people hiding in the house. Wow. Did he really do those things to you? Hmm? I mean, I guess I did let it happen. Was still really scared though. Did you consent to the part? I guess I didn't verbally. Despicable wolf. I look back at the hanging corpse of the man that called himself my boyfriend, and I spit on the ground in front of him. My heart sinks when I remember that I really did feel close to this guy for almost a full year. I'm ashamed and slightly heartbroken. My first boyfriend was a serial killer. Wonderful. I guess he was right about one thing, though. The panther is kind of cute. I'm Cody, by the way. Xander. We shake hands. You haven't killed anyone, have you? Cody laughs awkwardly at that question. No. Why? Just making sure. I point at the wolf's corpse. I dated this guy for 9 months. No. Really? Yeah. I can't believe it either. I thought that he was a good guy, but... Well, at least you got out of that relationship before he could do something to you. Yeah. But why did he come back here? And why did he bring you? Should I tell him about the whole killer seeing dead people thing? No. He'll just think that I'm crazy. And ditch me. Closure, I guess? Alright. Well, now that you're safe, you'll have to tell me everything. If you, want to, that is. I mean, might as well. But in the meantime, is there, something that I can do for you? I look at the panther and contemplate something. Maybe. Do you have a car? There it is. Cody pulls his truck up to the wolf's dead car in the middle of the road. I get out and, using the keys I snagged from the wolf's pocket, unlock the trunk. I take out both mine and the wolf's suitcases, and Cody opens his truck bed so that I can slide them in there. I inspect the rest of the car looking for anything that I might need. Ah, yes. I snag the charging cord from the front and then head back to Cody's truck. Alright. Are you sure you want to go all the way up to Logan? What would you even do there for a week? I had gotten a week off for this trip, and I'm not gonna waste it. Hell, I'm already on day, 3? I can't fucking tell anymore. But I look at the panther and smile. I'll figure it out. And you're sure that I can come with you? Sure. Consider it my treat for, saving me. If you want to go, that is. He looks out the window and considers. You know what? Fuck it. I've been stuck in this town my entire life. I've honestly been wanting to build a new life for myself for years. Now it's my turn to look out to the road and ponder. Memories resurface. Memories of that relationship that I had with that wolf. The times that we hugged and made love to each other. The warmth was real. You okay? I just... This feels wrong. What do you mean? I don't know. I mean, I give a heavy sigh. I love that wolf. I really did. We were super close and the love was real. But turns out that he was a serial killer. How can I live knowing that? I just don't know how to feel. How do I react? You saw me just standing there when the townsfolk hanged him. Because what the hell was I supposed to do? I loved him, but he was a killer. And I feel my voice breaking and my eyes burning. Hey, come here. He offers his arms and I awkwardly lean into them from the side. In his embrace, I just let myself cry. I never let myself cry around strangers, but something about this panther just makes me feel like I can. I eventually had let myself openly cry around the wolf, though that was because I had grown close enough to him that I felt like I could be more open with him. But Cody, I can't explain it. So I just cry, letting the panther hug me and rub my arm. After a while, I bring myself back up and he lets go of me. I wipe the tears from my face and I try to sniff the snot back in. Sorry, Hey, don't apologize. None of this was your fault. I just don't know how to feel. Cody looks out the windshield again, and I see something in his eyes. He has something to say. I know better than to intrude. I'll just let him say it when he's ready. Eventually, he looks back at me. Do you want to know something? That wolf, he killed someone that I loved. A cat, a short hair. Oh. We were friends and eventually I fell in love with him. I was going to confess my feelings to him. But that day, well, I guess you know what happened. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I guess what I'm saying is, I felt the same way you feel now. I felt guilty, even if I had done nothing wrong. My best friend, my could-have-been lover, was gone, and I blame myself for it. Now, I know it's technically not the same thing, but I understand how you feel. But what I'm saying is, I don't want you to blame yourself for what happened with your boyfriend. Please know that none of this is your fault. Thanks, Cody. I take his hand in mine in an attempt to comfort him. To be honest, I'm not really sure if I'll ever resolve this conflict. But I'll live comfortably knowing that I'm not responsible for anything that happened in this crater. This hurts, but I'll try my best to move on. Perhaps I could do this with this panther. You could come to San Diego with me if you want. The panther looks at me, surprised. You sure? That's quite a big move, and we barely know each other. I shrug. You're right. I have only known you for a few hours. But I'm gonna sound really corny when I say this, but I feel like I already know you a lot. Cody smirks, and I even see his cheeks blush under that slick black fur. Thanks, Xander. Just, promise me that you won't try to kill me. or try anything without my consent. Don't worry, I think consent is hot. It's better than the wolf. We both look out the windshield again, staring at the road beckoning us onward. So... Logan? Yep. Cody starts the truck again, and we start moving down the road, leaving Craterville and the killer wolf far behind us. It takes us a while to reach the mountains, but eventually we drive under the arch, defining one endpoint of the crater's horrific loop. And... almost immediately after, I see a gas station. I smile as we finally drive away from the crater. As we drive north towards an unfamiliar future, I reminisce on the past 3 days that felt like an eternity. How I felt like I was gonna die, how I probably did almost die. I'm not sure why, but I still feel sort of detached from all of this. But, you know what? This would make a killer book. Really? The end. Created by Reto Raven? Okay, so... that was a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. But honestly, it was really, really good. A little bit more gorier than I anticipated, but like, I kind of feel like it was maybe tamer. Oops, I accidentally pressed over that. Tamer than All in Control, because that one left me feeling like viscerally like, oh my god, my neck. In the late 2009, an image went viral online. Viral enough that people started making duplicates. So many of these duplicates were made, in fact, that the original soon became lost. The image became the subject of an urban legend that spread across the internet. It said that whoever looked upon this image would be driven mad to the point of suicide unless they shared it. And even if they did share it, the image would haunt them for the rest of their lives. Here is one of the most popular versions of the image spread online. Whether it is a true image from the legend is to be debated. Is this Smile.dog? Spread the word. Oh. Image 1697. Coming soon. Ooh. Spooky. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, it was definitely giving me gore vibes along the lines of, All in Control. But not so much to the point where I felt kind of icky. The sound design, however, oh, that was very good. There were certain parts, especially where, Xander is alone and he's like hearing the sounds of the desert or the humming of the desert, that it was kind of unsettling. And unsettling in that way where it's like you feel something is around, or you're hearing something that is messing with you. And I kind of like that. If I ever create a visual novel, I think that I'm going to end up doing that, because I believe that there is a sound frequency that if you hear it, it kind of makes you feel very uncomfortable, and I kind of want to use that in a visual novel to just make people feel uncomfortable as they're reading it, without ever really telling you why you feel that way. It just happens to be the sound. Anyways, that spoiler out of the way, it also was kind of giving me Echo vibes in like the best way possible. And I kind of feel like this is a way that a certain other visual novel, Circles? No, not Circles, Cycles is probably going to take, given what I have spoken with Tanner about, that more or less what you saw here is kind of what you're probably going to experience in that visual novel, which again is a fan visual novel of Echo. This is not related in any way, shape, or form to Echo, except with the fact that it takes place in Utah, and technically Echo, the real-life town, is in Utah, and Arches State Park is in Utah, even though Echo and Arches take place in fictional Arizona. And it's not even the United States, it's the United States of Colombia too. Which technically makes more sense than calling it the United States of America, but like, whatever. Anyways, but still. So, this visual novel, I think, awesome. I loved it. 10 out of 10. It was gory, it was scary, it was weird, it kind of made you think that the boyfriend was like fine, like he's like, oh, this guy is not the bad guy, he's just stuck in this too and he's being influenced by what's going on, but nope. Turns out he's a serial killer and everything you're experiencing is because of him. And I kind of like the whole thing about like, you're a killer and because of that, you get to see all these ghosts now. You're getting to experience this whole thing. And also the fact that as soon as the horse guy killed Julian, he could suddenly see the spirits now. So that was like a nice little touch, that's like a nice little sprinkle too. It might have also been a little bit interesting to have the people, the crowd, react to the ghosts too, to be a little bit like have some of them, or maybe like the parents of, no, that would have been really creepy, but, or really bad, but like, I think it would have been interesting to have the crowd react to the ghosts, but I guess maybe like not. Because I mean, while they were not the ones that killed him, they are the ones that were participating in the murder of this guy. I mean, he was a serial killer, so like, you know, can you blame him? But yeah. Anywho, so yeah, what are your thoughts? Write it down in the comments, and thank you all for watching/listening. If you would like to play the curious case of Route 19 and see what happens when you decide to run away from him after he attacks you, or to go after him after his spirit is being dragged, then you can do so by going down to the link in the description, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download this game, and possibly the next game that comes up, which is going to be the Image, what was it, 1697 or something like that? I'm looking forward to that one. So yeah. Anywho, so yeah. Also, if you would like to become a channel member and help support the channel, it does help, you know, support me, and it's really greatly appreciated. It does get you earlier access to these videos as they're being scheduled. So like if you, this video is going to be recorded on August the 24th, and it's going to go up probably on the 25th, or because it's very long, it's probably not going to go up until like maybe like the 26th or the 7th, because, you know, it takes time to edit. But like, yeah, you guys are going to be seeing it like maybe 2 weeks, or the people who are channel members are going to be able to see it 2 weeks before it goes public. So like, yeah, come on, you know, come on. Anyways, but yeah, so also in case you can't do that, or you just don't want to and you want to wait, but you still want to support, I do have a Ko-fi. You know, you could just sprinkle me with some money. It could be a one-time donation, it doesn't matter. It's greatly appreciated. So yeah, you know. Also, if you have expendable income, I do have a throne in case you feel like you want to sprinkle me with some gifts. You could technically buy something that's on the throne for me, or do the whole thing where it's like each person is like pitching in like $1 or something like that towards the goal of one specific slightly more pricier item. Or you can buy me something random from Amazon. You could technically, I guess, pick what you want to send. So like, yeah, I don't know, send me something random. Send me candy, send me food, Especially no, actually, I'm very picky when it comes with candy because I don't like sweet things. Maybe savory things. Something spicy. Maybe I could do like a, let me try this food that somebody sent me. I don't know. It's a video idea. Anyways, but yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.